Here is a training overview on the Pasadena Now Dining Guide. Pasadena Now is a daily online news magazine serving Pasadena, California. We are #1 in Google when it comes to events. For searching for Pasadena events, we're the #1 online resource for things to do, see, hear, and eat in the Pasadena area, and so we have teamed up with the Pasadena Convention and Visitors Bureau to create an online dining guide for people who are looking for places to eat. Here's the front cover of the guide. It's part of our magazine and it's online. You'll notice as you scroll down that there are a couple of things here. In this center panel, we're going to have articles about restaurants, and they run down this column, the feature column as well. Lots of stories, lots of photographs. You'll see we have a blog called Pasadena Eats, and we will cover our advertisers with lots of little stories about what's going on in their restaurants. Keep it fresh and exciting. We have available dining services online where they can book a table online, they can get dining discounts, and they can order home delivery. The front cover also has our really important guide to restaurants, the Find a Restaurant function, and that allows readers to search restaurants in any one of a number of ways. Search by name, search by price, by cuisine, by the part of the city they're in, the neighborhood they're in. All of these things are available here online for people to find the restaurant that they want to try. And in addition to that, of course, there's lots of other subjects that we're going to have going on here. The most important one is the restaurant directory, and we'll get back to that in just a minute. Editorially, however, we also have chef profiles. We're going to have a section with online recipes. And every one of these pages is going to have the directory there so that people can use it to find where they want to go to eat. Surrounding this, of course, will be advertising that supports dining. Additionally, we'll have a section online that will be in conjunction with LABite.com. It's home restaurant delivery. So people can go and buy something from their favorite restaurant and have the food delivered to their home. That's a service that we have right on our website as well to make it easier for everybody. So let's go back here to the dining section itself, and let's tell you how the most important section works. There's advertising in every one of our sections, but the restaurant directory, because that's going to contain over 800 local restaurants and really help business owners, restaurant owners, get found online by hungry people who want to buy right now. The restaurant directory, the restaurant directory is entered actually when you search for a restaurant. So find a restaurant, you'll put in Mexican, you'll put in kid-friendly, you'll put in outdoor dining. Whatever the criteria is, we will let people find the restaurants quickly. And you say, what sort of categories do you have to find restaurants? We have a lot. These are the restaurant categories that will allow searchers to search by. And they'll actually be able to search by more than one because we have these additional categories like kid-friendly, delivery available, live entertainment. Those might apply to a number of the restaurant listings up here. So when people are hungry and they want to find sushi, we'll let them find it fast and easy. So we have quite a few categories in our restaurant directory, and the way that readers will use this is they'll plug in the information they're looking for, hit Find a Restaurant, and what they'll get back is a page that looks like this. It's going to be comprised of a couple of things. An ad across the top, small ads down the left-hand margin, larger ads down the right-hand side, another search box for people to continue searching, and the search results down this main center column. Now let me explain the search results. I'm going to do that by going down first. We are going to list, as you can see in their listings, every single restaurant in the city of Pasadena. Everyone gets a free restaurant listing. That's our deal with the Convention and Visitors Bureau because their job is to support Pasadena. And so is ours, actually. Everyone gets an absolutely free listing, but you'll notice on top, 3 people get the grandstand. 3 featured restaurants are right at the top with a featured listing, like Acapulco Restaurant has a featured listing, And the premier featured listing is Brit's English Pub in this case. You'll see it not only has a restaurant photograph, but it has access to its menu, to reviews, a map to the restaurant, ability to send instructions to a phone, and to book a reservation online. Only 3 restaurants in every category get to be up at the top. If you lose, if you miss, if you wait, if you say, I don't want to decide right now, call me later in a month, you might lose. There's 2 price points, one for the featured listing and one for the premier featured listing right here, the big one with the photograph. Now, in the case of Brit's English Pub, they bought a prime piece of real estate here. You can see it's got a great colored background. These 3 really stand out in every category. The top 3 restaurants will stand out. But the person who gets the premier feature box up here, and all 3 of them could buy that size, incidentally. We have room for 3 and only 3 of these listings at the top of every category. And they could be these big ones like Brit's. But point being, when you click on Brit's, you're going to go to a restaurant profile. So the guy who buys those big ads gets a whole page to his restaurant self. And that's going to have a profile, a slideshow, and even their menus, along with a map so that they can be found on this page, along with a description about them, hours, payment methods, and product guide. All of this is online, but the bottom line is, if someone buys one of these large listings at top, especially the featured premier listing, they're going to get a whole other micro website that people can use. Hungry people ready to buy. Now, let's take a look really quickly at the price sheets for all this. Here's how the prices work. The prices work in 2 different ways. Plain old advertising. And again, the advertising and the listings are all quoted per category. That's that list I showed you a second ago, these categories. So let's say someone says, I sell Mexican food. Great, there's a Mexican listing. In addition to that, the person can say, I've got a wine bar and I serve tapas and other things of that sort in the wine bar. That person could also be listed here under wine bar. They could be listed under Tex-Mex, which is Texas Mexican restaurant. They could be listed under Tex-Mex. They might also want to be listed under Mexican fast food if they serve to go quickly. And on top of it down here, there's lots of categories. Kid-friendly, takeout available, live entertainment, alcohol served. So one restaurant can have many different categories, and they should, because that's how they're going to get found. If they're only in one category, the chance is smaller they'll get found than if they're in a lot of categories. And we charge per category for everything. Per category and per section are the same thing. So, for example, these advertisements, this leaderboard is $50 a month per section. If the Indian cuisine restaurateur wants to be in Indian food, and then he also wants to be in kid-friendly or takeaway or any other additional listing, then it's going to be $50 per section, per category that is, to be listed. Same thing with all of the ads. And same thing with the listings. The listings, again, are specified by the section, the category that they want to be listed in. And in the case of the regular listing, it's going to be $5 a month, with a minimum of 3 sections, which is $15 a month. The premier listing, the big one that comes along with the profile, is $25 a month per category section, and it comes complete with the additional page. And that has to be a minimum of 4 sections, which is $100 a month. The free listings, of course, are free. And the medium rectangle and the other size ads, which run down the side, have their monthly prices along with the number section minimum that applies to them. And if you go down the page, you'll see at the bottom of the page, there's some little tiny ones that are only $10 a month per section, and they can just be in one section. Same thing with a half skyscraper, $15 per month. That can be in one section or 2 sections. Usually these listings are going to fill the column all the way to the bottom of the page. So if someone has a little ad at the bottom, it's still going to be next to a listing on the center column. So we've got a lot of ad space to fill, and we've got a lot of price ranges to fill. Even if someone says they only have $15 or $20 a month to spend, you've got a size, you've got a place, you've got a way to get them noticed.